Next, let's get into that rectangle tool. I promised it last time and then I got distracted. So now if we select the rectangle tool, I want you to see that there are several different ways that we can define a rectangle. And if you look at the first one, it says it's corner to corner mode. So if I click and release, I am now drawing a rectangle, and you can see that I get my same sort of angle parameters, and I also, in the little blue box, I now get a delta x and a delta y. That corresponds to how long the x-axis is versus how long the y-axis is. The delta x is the horizontal width, and the delta y is its height, and it's giving me references there as to how big that is, and then it's also showing me that angle. And you can see at a 45-degree angle, right, I'm making a square. Now I can make my square to the bottom, I can make my square to the top right, I can make my square to the top left. I can put the square wherever and in whatever quadrant I want. By clicking again, I complete that command. I can make rectangles. I can do whatever I want, and I'm defining this by two opposite corners, a beginning point and an end point. I've clicked once for a beginning point, and I will then click again for an end point. I've defined it by two corners. Another mode for this is center to corner. So if I were to click this mode, I'm now going to draw from the center of the rectangle, and I now define the center of the rectangle and one corner. Again, I make a rectangle. It's just how I define that rectangle. There's another way to do it, and that's from the midpoint to a corner. So if I select this mode, I will select the midpoint of my box, right? And then you can see that from the midpoint, I'm growing from the midpoint out and defining a corner. So, and then this last mode is 3-point rotated mode, which I don't think I've ever used, but I can draw an angle this way and then draw an angle this way, and I could draw something on whatever angle I wish. The first mode, corner to corner mode, I find is the mode that I use most frequently for defining a rectangle, and that's the rectangle tool.